Welcome to Cloud Codex. In this video, you will know about the EC2 and launch an EC2 instance. Before we dive into the EC2, let's take a quick moment to understand what EC2 is. Amazon EC2, which stands for Elastic Cloud Compute, is a core service in AWS that lets you launch virtual servers called instances in the cloud. You can use this EC2 to run applications, host websites, process data, or anything you would normally do on a physical server, but with flexibility to scale up and down on demand. It's cost efficient, secure, and gives you full control over your computer environment. Now let's get into the hands-on part. We will launch an EC2 instance and use user data to display its host name automatically at startup. Now we are going into the AWS Management Console and search for the EC2 instance. Here we can create, manage, and monitor the virtual servers in the cloud. EC2 is a scalable virtual machine provided by the AWS. It's one of the core services in AWS that allows you to run applications and services in the cloud. EC2 instances run on physical servers but are virtualized, meaning multiple EC2 instances can run on a single physical machine. Here we're going to name the instances as my instance 1 and select the appropriate Amazon machine image. Here, AMI is pre-configured template that contains the operating system, application server, and applications required to launch an EC2 instance. In simpler terms, it's like snapshot of a virtual machine that you can use to create a new instance in AWS. Uh, After selecting the Amazon machine image, we're going for the instance type. Instance type defines the hardware configurations of virtual machine that runs your application. It specifies how much CPU, RAM, storage, and networking capacity an instance will have. There are many types of instances like general purpose, compute optimized, accelerated memory storage optimized. For this instance, we're going with T3.micro, which is a free tier. After selecting the instance type, we're going for the key pair. We need to select the key pair. Key pair is used to connect to the EC2 instance with SSH protocol, secure shell protocol that contains private key, which is saved at the user end, and public key that is part of EC2 instance when it is launched. So we are going to create the new key pair for this particular instance. After creating key pair, we're going for the networking settings. Here, for this instance, we are going to use the default VPC, which is provided by the AWS itself. And subnets, we are going to create new security group with SSH protocol, HTTP protocol, HTTPS, inbound traffic protocols all allowed by default. And for security group, the natural behavior for outbound traffic is allowed. Here, we are going to select 8 GB for general purpose computing. We can add additional volume if it is required for us, if the instance has to serve large applications. Right here in the advanced details, if we scroll down, these are all the options that are enabled for the EC2 instance. Right at the bottom there is user data specified option. In user data, we are going to write the following bash script that displays the hostname of the EC2 instance. M is a package manager that Linux uses to download the Apache server. Systemctl is a system daemon command line tool to manage services on Linux. The script is saved in the root web directory of the Apache server in the following directory. And this hostname is the internal IP address of the EC2 instance, and we are going to launch the instance, and it will take a couple of moments. Here the state of the instance is running and we have to check the status checks. It's initializing right now. Here EC2 status check monitors two types like infrastructure level and application level. 2 by 2 checks passes displays the healthy instance. Now we are going inside the EC2 instance. Here we can find the details of the EC2 instance like public IPv4, private IPv4, host name, private IP DNS, and auto assigned IP address, VPC, and networking components. Here inside the details we can find the what type of AMI we are used, and these are all the tabs that are associated with the EC2 instance. In status and alarms, we can find it is used to create alerts and alarms in CloudWatch. In monitoring, there are metrics like CPU, disk, and networking. In security, we can see security groups and the number of ports and what are the ports that are enabled for the EC2 that are associated with it. In networking, we can find the VPC components, subnets, and public IP, public DNS, are the networking related stuff. In storage, we can find the root EBS volume that is mounted on top of it. Here, tags are used to specify the EC2 instance when we are working on multi environment. Now we are going to copy the public IP DNS of the EC2 instance and then paste it into the new tab. Here it is HTTPS by default, so we have to make it HTTP in the URL, and we have to wait for a moment. Now the host name of the EC2 instance that contains a private IP is displayed. We can verify the IP address of the EC2 instance, which is internal IP. Here, right in the details section, that is host name. IP name is IP name matches to the EC2 instance host name, that is